All right, so picture this. It's 1903. You're in New York,
Okay.
and you need to get to San Francisco.
All right.
By land, it's going to be a journey, like months.
Yeah. Grueling.
But what if there was a shortcut? Some way to just like slash that travel time.
Yeah.
That was the dream, right?
Yeah.
That drove the Panama Canal. But getting it built,
Right.
that took more than like engineering.
Oh, yeah.
It took a president with a big stick.
It did. It's amazing how the Panama Canal just embodies that whole approach of Roosevelt's to foreign policy.
Yeah. That blend of diplomacy, but always having that threat of force, right?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we're diving into today. We're going to explore how TR, as he was often called, used that speak softly and carry a big stick philosophy to kind of navigate the world of international relations in the early 1900s.
Yeah.
And we're going to be using like firsthand accounts, historical analysis, and even some personal anecdotes
Oh, cool.
to kind of uncover how this all went down, how this very ambitious project came to be.
Yeah, and one of the things I think that's really interesting is how Roosevelt's admiration for Germany was kind of tempered by this deep suspicion of their ambitions, especially after seeing what they did in China.
You were referring to when they tried to establish a sphere of influence in China in the late 1890s.
Yeah.
And ended up just taking Jiao Zhubei.
Yeah.
Which definitely made some other world powers nervous, I imagine.
Yeah, for sure.
So this distrust kind of played a role then, you're saying, in how Roosevelt handled the Venezuela crisis a few years later.
Yeah.
So in 1902, Venezuela was in a lot of debt to several European powers.
Yeah.
Germany, right?
Yep.
And President Castro basically refused to pay.
Right.
So Britain and Germany decided, okay, well, we're just going to impose a naval blockade on Venezuela to get them to do what we want.
Yeah.
So how did Roosevelt respond to this?
Well,
he was a big supporter, right, of the Monroe Doctrine.
Oh, yeah.
Which was basically telling Europe, stay out of the Western Hemisphere.
Yeah.
So how does he handle this?
He was in a tough spot. I mean, on the one hand, he understood why Britain and Germany were doing this.
Right.
I mean, they had legitimate claims, right?
Right.
But at the same time, he was really worried that Germany would use this as a chance to kind of expand, their territory.
Right, especially after what had happened in China.
Exactly. Yeah. So
he couldn't just like sit back and do nothing.
Right.
So what did he do?
So he decided to play this like very careful game of diplomacy, right?
Okay.
But he backed it up with a real threat of using military force.
Okay.
So he kind of quietly like positioned Admiral Dewey and this U.S. fleet in the Caribbean, just like ready to go if they needed to.
Just in case.
Right. And then he gave Germany this ultimatum.
Go.
He's like, you have to guarantee me that you will not take any Venezuelan territory.
Okay.
And he gave them 10 days.
10 days. That's
I know.
That's cutting it pretty close.
It's a tight, yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Well, Germany, at first, they just ignored it.
Really?
Yeah. And they even, like, escalated things by destroying some Venezuelan gunboats.
Oh, wow.
So it was getting really close to an actual war.
So was Roosevelt bluffing, or was he actually ready to go to war?
It seems like he was prepared to act.
Okay.
Like if he had to.
Okay.
The German ambassador, he was facing this, like, serious threat.
Yeah.
So he traveled to New York, like in a panic.
Oh, wow.
To get some advice.
From the German consul general there.
Okay.
Who just happened to be friends with Roosevelt.
So he went right to the source, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
To see what was up.
Yeah.
So what happened?
So according to the accounts, right? The consul general, he basically told the ambassador, look, Roosevelt means what he says.
Oh, wow.
This is not a bluff.
Okay.
Oh?
With time running out.
Yeah.
What did Germany do?
Well, they backed down.
Really?
Yeah, at the last minute.
Wow.
And they agreed to arbitration.
Okay.
So they, like, narrowly avoided a war.
It's amazing how these things can just come down to the wire like that.
It is.
It makes you wonder, though, like, was Roosevelt's version of all of this, like, totally accurate?
Yeah.
Because we're working with these historical sources, right? And it's possibly that some of that got shaped by politics and things like that.
Yeah, you're right to be a little, cautious. about the historical narratives. You know, historians still debate like the specific details of what Roosevelt did during this whole crisis. And like we don't have official records for some of the key conversations, you know?
Right.
So it's hard to say for sure exactly what happened.
But regardless of like the fine details, I mean, the message was pretty clear.
It was.
You know, the U.S. was a force to be reckoned with, especially in
the Western Hemisphere.
And this really kind of shaped U.S. foreign policy moving forward.
Yeah.
And this led to what's known as the Roosevelt corollary to the Monroe Doctrine.
Yep. So
basically what happened was the Venezuela crisis made Roosevelt realize that the U.S. had to take a more like proactive role in keeping things stable in Latin America.
Yeah. He argued that like if the U.S. didn't step in when there was, you know, instability or wrongdoing, then European powers would feel like they had to.
Yeah.
Which would violate the Monroe Doctrine.
Exactly.
So basically, the Roosevelt corollary said, okay, the U.S. has the right to intervene in the affairs of its neighbors, even if that meant using force to prevent Europe from doing it.
Right.
It's a controversial policy.
It is.
It's still debated by historians today.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it raises questions about like the limits of intervention and the U.S.'s role in world affairs.
Yeah.
But while the world was grappling with that, TR had his sights set on a different ambitious project.
Right.
One that would really transform like global trade and cement his legacy as this bold leader. And that's the Panama Canal.
The Panama Canal.
And that's where things get really interesting. So the dream of a canal
through the Americas that had been around for centuries.
Oh, yeah.
It was like this shortcut that would connect the Atlantic and Pacific, you know, slash travel times, revolutionize trade.
Yeah.
The French had actually tried to build a canal.
They did.
Back in the 1880s.
Yeah, in the 1880s.
But their effort was a disaster.
Yeah, it was.
It was a monumental failure.
Yeah.
They had disease, engineering challenges, financial mismanagement.
Yep.
They lost billions of francs.
Yeah.
And thousands of workers died.
Yeah, it was tragic.
From yellow fever, malaria, all sorts of diseases.
Yeah.
It's a reminder of the human cost
of
these ambitious endeavors.
Yeah.
But the dream of a canal persisted.
It did.
And the U.S. saw an opportunity.
Yeah.
So they bought the assets of the French company.
Right.
And they started negotiating with Colombia, which controlled Panama at the time, to get the rights to the canal zone.
I told it,
And those negotiations.
They did not go well.
Yeah, I bet.
They were rough.
So what happened?
Well, the Colombian Senate, they rejected the treaty.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
They were hoping to get a better deal.
Okay.
So.
And that's when things took a turn.
They did.
So Roosevelt, he was frustrated that the Colombian Senate rejected it.
Right.
So he started supporting this separatist movement in Panama.
Right.
Which
it was a controversial move.
I bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes sense though.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
So then in November 1903, Panama declared independence from Colombia.
Right.
And the U.S. was ready.
They were.
They immediately recognized the new republic, sent warships to protect it, and got a treaty that gave them really good terms for building the canal.
Pretty much, yeah.
So the Colombian government was, I imagine, outraged.
But the U.S. was in control.
Yeah.
They were calling the shots.
So the stage was set.
It was.
For the construction of the Panama Canal.
One of the most ambitious engineering projects in history.
I mean, it's huge.
It is.
It's massive.
It's a huge undertaking.
But the early years of the U.S. construction effort were not smooth sailing.
Not at all.
They ran into a lot of the same problems the French had.
Yeah, like disease. Difficult terrain.
Yeah.
Logistical nightmares.
This is a mess.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
it became clear that they needed a new approach.
They did. They needed a new approach.
Yeah.
For sure. They did, yeah. They had to figure out a way to actually get this thing built.
Yeah, and that's when this, like, pivotal figure comes in.
Right.
John Stevens.
John Stevens, yeah.
A railroad engineer.
Yeah.
With this huge reputation for getting things done.
Yeah.
Roosevelt brought him in to run the whole project in 1905.
1905.
So Stevens, he had a different idea for the canal.
Well,
he realized that this plan for a sea level canal, which is what the French had been trying to do, it just wasn't going to work in Panama.
Yeah, the terrain was just like way too tricky.
Yeah.
And the landslides were a constant problem.
Right.
So
he decided to kind of like change the landscape to fit the vision.
He did. He proposed a lock canal.
A lock canal.
Yeah, so it would be this like system of locks, right, that would raise and lower the ships through a series of steps.
Okay.
So they could bypass the like worst parts of the terrain.
Okay, so that sounds like a big change.
It was a big change.
So did Congress just go along with this?
Not right away. I mean, they had already, spent a ton of time and money on this sea level design.
Right.
But Stevens was like persistent. Okay.
And he made a good case.
Yeah. Okay.
He said that a lock canal would not only be like easier to build from an engineering perspective, but it would also be like cheaper and faster.
So he won them over in the end.
In the end,
So in 1906, Congress approved the lock design.
Yep.
And the project started to really move forward.
It did. And Stevens, he focused on, worker health and safety.
Okay.
Tackled sanitation. Made sure there was good infrastructure. All that kind of stuff.
Like he knew that to get this massive project done, you needed a workforce that was like well supported and healthy.
You got it.
Yeah.
And he brought in Dr. William Gorgas, who had done some really amazing work in Cuba with mosquito control.
Right.
To deal with the yellow fever and malaria.
Right, because that's what devastated the French.
Exactly.
Yeah. And Gorgas's efforts really helped to reduce those disease rates and make the canal zone a much safer place to work.
So it's amazing how sometimes the biggest obstacles aren't like the mountains you got to move, but the mosquitoes you got to get rid of.
The tiny little things,
Yeah.
But even with all these improvements, I mean, building this canal was still a massive undertaking.
Oh, yeah.
And it captured the, imagination of America.
It did.
So in 1906, Roosevelt decided to do something that no president had ever done before.
What's that?
He went to Panama. Yeah, to see the progress firsthand.
So the first sitting president to leave the country during their term?
First one.
That's a big deal.
Huge deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he wasn't just there for, a photo op.
Okay.
He wanted to understand the challenges, talk to the workers, and really experience how big this thing was.
I mean, I've seen pictures of him operating like a steam shovel.
Yeah.
It seems like he was really into it.
He was.
Yeah.
He was impressed.
Yeah.
And his visit really boosted morale.
Okay.
The workers felt seen and appreciated.
Yeah.
And it really pushed them to keep going.
So even with Stevens running things and Roosevelt's visit kind of boosting everyone up, things still weren't easy.
They weren't. And then Stevens resigned in 1907.
Wow, out of the blue.
Yeah, it was kind of unexpected.
So who took over?
Roosevelt appointed Lieutenant Colonel George Washington Goethals.
Okay.
He was an Army engineer with a ton of experience building canals and locks.
So the perfect guy for the job.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, he was known for his, determination, his fairness, and his ability to inspire people.
It sounds like he was the right person to get this done. Yeah. But I imagine there were still a lot of challenges.
Oh, there were. I mean, right away, he had to deal with the strike by the steam shovel operators.
What were they striking about?
They wanted better pay and better working conditions.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's understandable.
It is.
So how did he handle that?
Well, he took a firm but fair approach. Okay. He refused to negotiate with the strikers because he knew that any delay could be really bad for the project. Right. But he also understood that it was important to listen to the workers' concerns. Okay. So he started these Sunday morning office hours.
Sunday morning office hours.
Yeah, where workers of any rank could come to him and talk about their problems.
Wow. So he was trying to address the concerns, but also keep the project moving.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And And it worked.
Okay.
You know, it helped him build trust with the workers, which was really important, especially when they had to deal with another major setback.
Oh, no. What happened?
The Bass Obispo explosion in 1908.
Oh, yeah. I read about that.
Yeah. It was
awful.
A lot of dynamite accidentally detonated, and it killed 23 workers and injured a lot more.
It's just like a reminder of the dangers that were involved in building this thing.
Yeah. The sacrifices they made.
Yeah. But they kept going.
They did. They kept going.
Yeah.
Under Goethals, they just like pushed forward, overcame all these obstacles.
Yeah.
And finally, in 1913, they finished the last set of locks.
Wow.
Ahead of schedule.
What an accomplishment.
It was.
Must have been amazing.
Yeah. So picture this.
Okay.
It's October 1913. Woodrow Wilson, who's president now, after Taft, he sets off this explosion that floods the Culebra Cut.
Wow.
You know, years of backbreaking work overcoming all these problems. Yeah. And finally, the water's flowing through, creating what we know now as Gatun Lake.
That must have been just like an incredible moment.
It was. It was a moment of triumph.
Yeah.
And then a few months later, in January 1914, the first ship, this old French crane boat called the Alexandre Laval, it made the complete passage through the canal.
Wow, what a moment.
Yeah.
Centuries in the making.
Centuries in the making.
Yeah.
And then on August 15th, 1914, the Panama Canal was officially open to the world.
What a day.
It was. It was a day of celebration.
Yeah.
Really a testament to like human ingenuity and perseverance.
Absolutely. But it's also a story with a complex legacy.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, while we can celebrate, you know, this incredible achievement and the impact it had, it's also important to remember that it represents loss, controversy, the impact of U.S. intervention. You know, it's a reminder that progress often comes at a price, and that history is rarely simple.
Right.
And that brings us back to the question we've been thinking about. Was Roosevelt justified?
Right.
Was it right for the U.S. to intervene in Panama to back this separatist movement, to basically dictate the terms of the treaty?
Right.
It's a question that historians are still debating.
They are. But while we're thinking about that, I think it's worth like taking a step back and appreciating just how massive this canal is.
Oh, it's huge.
Like, for people who haven't seen it in person, it's hard to, like, imagine the scale.
Yeah, it's hard to wrap your head around it. Yeah. It's really an engineering marvel.
Yeah.
You know, take the locks, for example.
Okay.
Each chamber is over 1,000 feet long.
Wow.
And 110 feet wide.
Oh,
I mean, they're these giant concrete bathtubs.
Yeah.
And they can lift these huge ships 85 feet.
85 feet.
85 feet.
That's like a 9-story building.
It is. It is like lifting a ship to the height of a 9-story building.
Wow.
Yeah. And they used a ton of concrete to build these locks.
Like how much?
Like 4.5 million cubic yards of concrete.
4.5 million cubic yards.
That's more than they used for the Empire State Building.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, that puts it in perspective.
Yeah, and it's not just the concrete.
Yeah, what about those gates?
The gates are amazing.
Yeah.
They're 7 feet thick.
Wow.
65 feet long. Oh. And some of them are over 80 feet tall.
Okay.
Each one weighs hundreds of tons.
Oh, wow.
But they're hollow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they're watertight,
right,
which makes them buoyant.
Okay.
So they're actually, like, relatively easy to operate.
So it's like this giant, like, water ballet with these huge gates swinging open and closed.
Pretty much.
And all controlled by, like, these motors and valves.
Motors and valves, yeah.
It's really ingenious.
It is, and it's powered by hydropower.
Hydropower.
Generated by its own water.
Generated by its own water.
That's amazing.
It is. It's really cool. They use the power of the water to run the locks.
Okay.
The gates. Even the locomotives.
Wow.
That help guide the ships through.
So it's like super sustainable.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So, okay, we've got these massive locks, these amazing gates, this crazy system
of motors and valves and everything.
Right.
But, like, how does a ship actually go through this thing?
Okay, so imagine you're on a ship
right,
coming from the Atlantic.
Okay.
The first thing you hit are the Gatun locks.
Gatun lock.
Yeah. And it's a 3-step staircase that lifts the ship 85 feet up to the level of Gatun Lake.
So the ship's going up a staircase.
Yeah, a staircase of water.
That's wild.
It is. So as your ship enters the first chamber, the gates close behind you, sealing off the chamber. And then they pump water in, which raises the water level and lifts the ship up. And once the water level in that chamber matches the level of the next chamber, the gates in front of you open and the ship moves forward. And they do this 3 times.
3 times?
Yeah, until the ship reaches the top and enters Gatun Lake. Gatun Lake. So it's this huge artificial lake. They created it by damming the Chagres River. It covers this huge area. And it's a key part of the canal route.
So you sail across the lake.
You sail across the lake for about 24 miles.
24 miles.
Yeah, and then you enter the Culebra Cut.
The Culebra Cut, which is that narrow channel. That they carved through the Continental Divide.
That's it.
I remember reading that was like
it was a really
hard part.
It was one of the hardest parts.
To excavate.
Yeah. Imagine trying to like carve this channel 9 miles long through a mountain range.
It's insane.
It's a lot of work. And back then it was really bad because of all the landslides. But, you know, thanks to some like clever engineering, it's now a safe passage for ships.
Okay, so after you go through the Culebra Cut, what's next?
Then you come to the Pedro Miguel Lock.
The Pedro Miguel Lock.
Yeah, it's a single-step lock that lowers the ship about 31 feet. Then you sail across Miraflores Lake to the Miraflores Locks.
And the Miraflores Locks, that's the final step down to sea level.
On the Pacific side.
On the Pacific side.
Yeah, and it's a 2-step staircase. That lowers the ship the rest of the way.
Wow. So the whole trip takes how long?
Usually about 8 to 10 hours.
8 to 10 hours. Not bad.
Not bad.
Compared to months.
Exactly.
Yeah. But, you know, as we're celebrating this incredible thing, we should also remember the human cost.
Yeah. Thousands of workers died building this canal.
It's a sad chapter.
It is.
In the story.
Especially, you know, the French effort. Back in the 1880s. It was brutal.
Thousands dying from yellow fever, malaria, other diseases.
The working conditions were terrible. And, you know, they didn't have any real safety standards.
It's a good reminder.
You know, that progress does come at a price.
It does. And, you know, we should remember the people who worked and died to build this.
Absolutely. And even though the U.S. made, like, big improvements in worker health and safety, there were still accidents.
There were.
And diseases.
And disease.
And deaths. Like that Bass Obispo explosion in 1908.
Where all that dynamite exploded.
Killing 23 workers. And injuring a lot more.
A lot more.
It's just like a reminder of the dangers that these people face.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
And it's especially important to remember that a lot of the workforce were Black Caribbean laborers who often had the most dangerous jobs and the worst living conditions. Their contribution was essential.
It was.
And we should never forget that.
Absolutely. So the Panama Canal is this incredible feat of engineering and human perseverance. But it also shows us sacrifices that were made. And the complexities of history. It's a story of like triumph and tragedy, progress and setback, innovation and exploitation.
All mixed together.
All mixed together. And speaking of the complexities of history, I think we should talk about the global context of building the Panama Canal. Because it wasn't just about, you know, shortening travel times or making trade easier. It was also about power.
It was.
You're talking about, like, Roosevelt's big stick diplomacy again, right? Like, that idea of negotiating from a position of strength.
Exactly. Remember, this was like a time of rising global tensions. You know, the European powers were competing for dominance, and Japan was emerging as a world power. And the U.S. under Roosevelt was determined to be a major player. And to shape world events. You know, according to its interests. And the Panama Canal was a big part of that.
It gave the U.S. Navy the ability to move its fleet quickly.
Between the Atlantic and the Pacific.
Between the Atlantic and the Pacific.
Yeah, it was huge.
Yeah.
It meant they could project American power all over the world.
Yeah.
And it also gave them, like, a strategic advantage if they ever had a conflict with Japan, which was, you know, a real concern.
Yeah. So the Panama Canal wasn't just, like, this engineering project.
Right.
It was a symbol of American ambition, a tool of, like, statecraft.
Yeah.
A message to the world that the U.S. was a force to be reckoned with.
It was.
Yeah. And that kind of takes us back to that question.
It does.
Was Roosevelt right?
Yeah.
Was this, like, big stick approach the way to go?
Right.
So we've laid out the facts for you.
We have.
The different perspectives. What do you think?
What do you think? It's a tough one. There are good points on both sides.
Yeah.
Some say that what Roosevelt did was necessary for the greater good.
Yeah.
You know, to build a canal that would benefit everyone.
Right.
Others think he went too far.
Yeah.
You know, messing with another country's independence.
Yeah, and maybe acting in his own self-interest.
Yeah. It's a real ethical dilemma.
Yeah. But while we're pondering that, I think it's, like, important to just appreciate the scale of this thing.
Yeah.
The Panama Canal.
It's mind-boggling.
Yeah, like, if you haven't seen it in person, it's hard to grasp how big it really is.
It's hard to imagine.
Yeah.
It's truly a marvel of engineering. I mean, take the locks, for instance.
Okay.
Each chamber is over 1,000 feet long.
Wow.
And 110 feet wide.
That's huge.
It's like a giant concrete bathtub.
Yeah.
That lifts these massive ships 85 feet.
85 feet.
85 feet.
So they're lifting a ship a height of, like, a 9-story building.
Yeah, it's incredible.
That's amazing.
And they used a crazy amount of concrete to build those locks.
Like, how much are we talking?
About 4.5 million cubic yards.
4.5 million cubic yards of concrete.
That's more than the Empire State Building.
Wow.
It puts things in perspective.
Yeah, it does. It does. But it's not just the concrete, right?
No. You've got those massive gates that control the flow of water.
Yeah.
Those things are insane.
Yeah.
7 feet thick.
Wow.
65 feet long.
Okay.
Some of them are over 80 feet tall.
80 feet tall.
And each gate weighs hundreds of tons.
Hundreds of tons.
Hundreds of tons. But they're hollow.
Really?
Yeah, and watertight.
Okay.
Which makes them buoyant. Okay. So they're actually pretty easy to operate.
So it's like this giant water ballet with these enormous gates swinging open and closed to let ships pass through.
It's pretty amazing to see.
Yeah.
And it's all controlled by this intricate system of motors and valves and everything.
Yeah, it's incredible. And get this, it's powered by hydropower.
It is, yes.
Generated by its own water.
That's right. They harness the power of the water to run the whole thing.
So it's like super sustainable.
It is.
That's amazing. So, okay, we've got these locks, we've got these gates, we've got all these motors and valves.
Right.
How does a ship actually go through this thing?
All right, picture this. You're on a ship coming from the Atlantic.
Okay.
First thing you hit are the Gatun locks.
The Gatun locks?
Yeah, and it's like a 3-step staircase. That lifts the ship 85 feet up to the level of Gatun Lake.
So the ship is going up a staircase, basically.
It's a staircase made of water, yeah.
That's wild.
So as your ship enters the first chamber, the gates behind you close.
Okay.
They seal off the chamber.
Yep.
And they pump water in, which raises the water level and lifts the ship up.
Okay.
Once the water level in the chamber matches the level of the next chamber, the gates in front open and the ship moves forward.
Okay.
And they do this 3 times.
Wow.
Until the ship reaches the top and enters Gatun Lake.
Gatun Lake.
Yeah, which is this huge artificial lake.
Okay.
They made it by damming the Chagres River.
Okay.
It's a key part of the canal route.
So you sail across the lake.
Yeah, about 24 miles.
24 miles across the lake.
Yeah, and then you enter the Culebra Cut.
The Culebra Cut.
That narrow channel they dug through the mountains.
Right, the Continental Divide. It's amazing they were able to do that.
It was one of the hardest parts of the whole project.
Yeah, I bet.
Imagine digging this 9-mile channel through a mountain range.
It's crazy.
Back then, they had a lot of trouble with landslides. But some clever engineering fixed that.
Okay, so it's a safe passage now.
Yeah, it is.
So after the Culebra cut,
you reach the Pedro Miguel lock.
The Pedro Miguel lock.
It's a single-step lock that lowers the ship about 31 feet.
Okay.
Then a short sail across Miraflores Lake to the Miraflores locks.
And those are the final step, right?
The final step down to the Pacific.
Wow. What a journey.
It is.
So the whole thing takes about 8 to 10 hours.
Usually.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
Not bad compared to months.
Right.
Right.
I mean, it's a marvel.
It is. But we should also remember the people who died making this happen.
Thousands of workers.
Thousands. Yeah. It's a somber part of the story.
It is.
Especially with the French effort in the 1880s.
Yeah. So many lives lost to yellow fever, malaria, other diseases.
Yeah.
The working conditions were just awful.
No safety standards.
It's important to remember that.
Yeah. Progress often comes at a price.
It does.
We should remember the people who labored and sacrificed to build this.
Absolutely. And even though the U.S. improved things with worker health and safety, there were still accidents, diseases, and deaths.
Like the Beth Obispo explosion.
Exactly.
In 1908.
Yeah, where all that dynamite went off.
Yeah, a terrible tragedy.
It was 23 workers killed.
Yeah, and many more injured.
Yeah.
Just a reminder of the dangers these workers faced.
Every day. Yeah.
Every day. And it's especially important to remember that a lot of the workers were Black Caribbean laborers.
Right.
And they often had the most dangerous jobs and the worst conditions.
Absolutely.
Their contribution was essential.
It was. We shouldn't overlook that.
Absolutely. So the Panama Canal, it's this amazing feat of engineering human perseverance. But it also shows us the sacrifices made and the complexities of history.
It's a story of triumph and tragedy, progress and setback, innovation and exploitation, all woven together.
Yeah, and we've seen that throughout this whole deep dive.
We have.
Into Teddy Roosevelt's big stick diplomacy and the Panama Canal.
And it leaves us with that question.
Yeah.
Was it all worth it?
Was it justified?
Was Roosevelt's approach the right one?
These are questions that, I mean, historians are still wrestling with today.
They are.
And we've given you the information, the different perspectives.
The context.
It's up to you to decide.
Yeah. What do you think?
And that's what we love about history. It's ongoing conversation.
Yeah.
A journey of discovery that never really ends. And thanks to things like the Panama Canal, it's a conversation that connects us all.
Absolutely.
So thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll be back next time with another fascinating exploration of history, science, and culture. Until then, keep those questions coming.
Keep them coming.